How to draw emotions and how does one master them?
Well, there are 3 stages that will show you exactly that. Starting with the first stage that is fundamental for beginners, dealing with breaking things down on a simple line work level, then moving on to the second stage, which is a bit more fleshed out, and then finishing off with a third stage that is a bit more special and unique, which you will see at the end of this video. And as a test subject, I'm gonna have David here, with very little experience in drawing, try out these methods and techniques shown in this video to see how well he can improve within a single day.
Yeah. Now, as a start, it would be interesting to begin our journey of emotions by looking at the most distilled version of them all, the smiley face. Yes, this is as simple as it gets, so why not enhance this emote by adding a pair of eyebrows, a nose bump, mouth corner dimples, and an overall more natural looking facial silhouette with all the rest of the features and a little cap for additional personality. So, now that we have a smiling fella, drawn in the simplest of ways, you can neutralize this emotion by slowly flattening the 2 key facial features which usually make us discern what a person feels, which are the eyebrows and the mouth line. Now you see, doing this step by step, you can get a sense of how happy or contented this character feels, up to a point of complete neutrality with this flat-looking face. But you see, there are more ways we can manipulate our eyebrows and do this again, step by step, from looking neutral to turning up a frown and downturned eyebrows to indicate anger or displeasure. Now, look at the gradual change from uplifted eyebrows and corners of the mouth to downturned features, and with such simple line work. Now, if you look at this angry-looking face, the expression forms a kind of an X pattern, if you will. But you might be asking, is that all? Well, of course not, you silly goober. This neutral face is our starting point in a way, from which we can diverge into additional directions, and from those to even more so, creating another gradual shift in how eyebrows and mouth can turn and twist into alternative directions. You could even manipulate a single eyebrow to create a look of suspicion, and see the gradual change of emotions by changing the mouth line and even slightly lowering the eyelids to make a Riz face. Or do the opposite by frowning and raising the lower eyelids to show a look of concern or outright disapproval. And see, we have an emotion grid of sorts, which you yourself can make by manipulating facial features even on as simple a level as this. And just to show you how effective this can be, why not look at some of the more famous examples of such simple facial expressions done in a famous cartoon called Charlie Brown. Look how simple yet very recognizable it is. And just to show you, these features can be exaggerated, shifted, and manipulated to your liking, either on a very sublime level or an extreme one. But now that we've seen this done in a single head shape, I want to show you 2 more exercises for you to practice. And one is quite simple. You just change the shape of your overall head silhouette to make things a bit more interesting. You might even discover a unique character if you do this often enough for yourself. And the second one is a tad bit harder, which is 3-dimensionalizing your simple faces. You still keep the very rudimentary line work, only now you add volume to your head bobs to simultaneously train your facial feature placement in 3 dimensions. And there you have it. As a start, here's the level 1 facial feature expressions you can take home with you.
Well, hello, David.
Ah, yes, hello.
We have here our first level of challenge. I want to see if you are able to replicate this in your own unique way.
Well, of course I can. If I can't, then you can't either, probably, so...
Oh my gosh!
It's gonna be some kind of a oval type of shape with a big, humongous jaw.
Oh my goodness.
Small patch of hair. Big nose and big mouth.
Wide and generous mouth.
Bib. His name is Bib.
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 Alright, now that you have your character over here, I think it would be interesting for you to divert it in a couple of directions to see what you can do with manipulating the emotions.
Okay. I think I'm gonna choose like very happy, very angry, sad, and you'll see the 4th one. Just like that. And so deriving from the expression that you have here, I'm going to try to attempt to imitate these shapes here.
All right.
In case of this beautiful guy.
All right.
So we're going to start from the angry eyes that are basically the same. A little more accentuated eyebrows here.
Man, what made him angry, bro? What did you say to him?
His ice cream was stolen by a 6-year-old girl, and he's very mad because he knows that he can't do anything about it. He's very angry. He's tight, 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 if you remember the reference.
Oh my gosh, beautiful iteration.
Moving on to a happier version of this beautiful character right here.
Let me take a look at all these three.
He's looking pretty strange here because of his wide eyes, but I like it. Bib is like that. Here he lost his house and now he has to live in streets. Then he remembered that, you know what, life is pretty chill. And then he again remembered that he has free will. So he completely erased the memory of him losing the house.
And his memory in general, because his beady eyes are kind of like, oh!
Yes, he's going like, what?
Whoa!
Okay, moving on to a sad face. This is the reference that I'll be using here.
Good, this is how you learn, step by step, looking at all these individual facial features and understanding what makes sad, what makes happy, neutral, and angry.
Bib is so sad. He lost the house. He thought, you know what, everything's chill. Then he remembered that he has free will and he forgot everything. But then he was like, well, actually I did lose the house, so where am I gonna go? Plus, I don't have any friends.
Oh no, Bib!
And so that is why Bib turned into the Riz. He's gonna Riz up someone to stay at their house.
Oh yeah!
Oh my god, I can feel the Riz in the air.
Yeah, he's cool, calm, and collected. So what if I lost a house? Bruh, I'm handsome.
God damn, Bib!
Oh, Bib!
God damn, Bib!
A side smile. Oh, hell yeah!
Shit, man! Bib is risen!
Oh, oh my goodness.
Damn, I'm kind of proud of Riz Bib. And just like that, I mean, I from a neutral character, Bib already has a life story of losing the house, chilling, then realizing that he has a free will, then coming back to sadness, and then rizzing the world, and then rizzing the... I really tried coming up with something smart. Do you also get stuck sometimes trying to come up with a genius storyline for your character? Well, that's natural for any artists. Getting an art block while you're in the middle of creating your next new masterpiece is surely not pleasant. And that's why, thanks to Skillshare for sponsoring this video, we have many options to learn and explore what we need in those difficult times. Just like Bib having his own character arc, I often ponder about our characters' storylines, and with the help of novelist Mila Goldberg, I was able to acquire new knowledge from her creative writing bootcamp. Now I'm able to deepen the structure of our stories, create colorful characters, and I don't have to worry about the art block anymore, because I can always follow Mila's writing exercises and get back into action. Skillshare is the largest online learning community for creatives with thousands of classes led by industry experts across animation, illustration, design, film, writing, and more. And the first 500 people to use our link in the description will receive 1 month free trial of Skillshare, so get started today.
As for level 2, we go a step further in terms of detailing some of the facial features. If we take the previously drawn face, with its simple line work, we can now show the eyelids, indicate the eyebrow ridge and the forehead lines, nostrils instead of the little nose bump, a mouth with a lower lip, some cheekbone lines, and so on, while still keeping the simplistic line work in mind. You don't need to go all Renaissance academic style on this one. However, speaking of academics, I will draw you the facial feature placement grid just to show you the importance of proportionality and the standard placement of your facial features, which I would encourage you to draw as well at least one time to simply save this image in your memory banks. Because once you understand these rules that nature imposed on our faces, you can then proceed to break them in an artistic way with more confidence, knowing what the fundamentals are. So, for instance, this same simple face, we can shift its jawline to make it more squarish and tough. We can widen the mouth, bulk up the eyebrows, and even lower them to give this guy a permanent no bullshit look in his eyes. And to see these changes better, I would encourage you to shift your viewing angle and draw a portrait in 3/4 view. Also pull, stretch, and twist the features like so, while also adding these newfangled things called wrinkles. Because you see, the face has a bunch of skin stretched over it. So when you furrow your eyebrows, for instance, you crinkle up your skin, creating bumps and valleys, you see, which is essential to show if you want to exaggerate your facial expressions and make them look more believable. Here, let me show you a couple of more examples of famous animations stepping up their details, while still keeping their cartoonish style intact and not going all the way realistic with their drawings. Also, as an additional tip, I would suggest to shift your perspectives to get a better sense of your facial features' three-dimensionality. Open up your jaw, hence making your faces utter a noise or a sound of sorts. And also have a little fun drawing goofed up features like this one, to keep the silliness to these exercises as well. Very important indeed. And that's it for the level 2.
Well, hello, David.
Oh, hello there. We're gonna accentuate the details on Bib. And I think I'm gonna draw two emotions, a happy and sad/angry type of emotion with just a regular Bib as a reference.
Okay, we have the bib.
So here Bib will definitely be more defined. I'm taking a reference from the jawline and like little wrinkles, and I'm even gonna try to recreate more of a realistic nose and eyes. So, damn, this is gonna be, Bib is gonna be pissed.
Bib is serious right now. He's on a mission.
Since his nose is originally just a blob, we're gonna recreate the blob here too, but give him a bit more detail. I think first version of sad and slightly pissed Bib is ready.
Incredible. From this to this, what a glow up.
Wait. That's Bib.
That is Bib, bro. Bib is all head, no body.
Let's see where Bib is gonna go next. Actually, how am I supposed to draw a happy face if I don't have like a reference? Because right now I was using your reference from the page, and you don't have anyone happy here. So.
Well, David, it's very simple. You have to find the different references.
So I have to find the reference. Okay. Okay, come.
Oh my gosh.
So since his jaw is a little rectangular, I'm also gonna slightly influence Bib and give him a little bit of rectangulation here. It's an insane laugh. I'm also gonna give Bib slightly insane hair.
Yeah, curls can curl up.
Yes. Since Bib's eyes are pretty wide, this is also gonna be pretty wide. I'm gonna recreate my Bib nose, my thick Bib nose.
Yeah.
I'm creating a demon.
Yeah, man. Bib demon.
Okay.
I think you can now start contouring.
We have a sort of a Bib reference. Perfect. Bib is jumping. He's strong and he's ready for action. That's the reference. That's the result.
Incredible.
Yes.
And here we are at level 3, where I want to show you how to exaggerate the fuck out of your expressions and make them go beyond what is humanly possible, using 4 different methods to this exercise. Now, with the first one, we can draw a unique shaped fella with simple line work, like in the level 1 exercise. But instead of simply manipulating the eyebrows or the mouth, try to shift around the whole facial features in an exaggerated way, even shrinking them while keeping the outer silhouette the same. This can be fun, but it also can help you get accustomed to alternate and exaggerate facial expressions and their feature placement in a more unorthodox way to gain a greater effect. Now for the second one, let's take a female character with slender features and this time, change the overall head shape while keeping the same expression as in the initial drawing. This way you can practice redrawing your character designs without losing their overall character or mood, and help you sketch out alternative variations of how you wish to draw a certain someone. In this third row, however, let's step up the facial feature details by adding a couple of wrinkles and more detailed line work to chisel out a Chad of sorts. And now stretch the mouth, furrow your eyebrows, and then stretch out those features even more to get a feel on how you can manipulate individual facial features to an extreme level. You can imagine comically enlarging an ear to show how someone is listening very intently, or screaming at the top of their lungs with a gaping mouth and wide eyes. And finally, for this fourth row, draw a fisheye perspective face. Warp and twist your characters. Stretch and bend them to no end to practice your plasticity. This, I would say, is one of the most advanced techniques to get the hang of, because you are essentially trying to not only stretch the head shape, but also stretch and warp your facial features accordingly to make it look more convincing. Some of the more famous examples of this are in anime, where you get these crazy-eyed wide lens shots of people to make them look more crazy or intense, and also when you see hyper-exaggerated expressions with completely distorted original character design. But you may be saying, so, you sussy baka, I'm not really good at drawing noses or chins or some other particular facial feature. I can't go ahead and just warp stuff I'm not familiar with. Well then, practice drawing these facial features individually, mate. How do you think I got to the point where I am? I had to look up how the nostril looks like, or the lips, the ears, and whatnot. So, do this as well alongside with everything I just showed you, in order to not stop here, and take a pre-existing example of genius-level facial expressions and transferring them over to your character designs, while shifting the angle or mirroring the directions to directly gain some insight from the masters themselves. Oh wow.
The third and the final stage to creating more depth to our character, Bib. And at this point, Bib has had a pretty tough life. He turned into more melancholic, more nostalgic character. And for that, I wanted to accentuate his deep sense of sadness and anxiety. Therefore, we're gonna try one of the methods portrayed in this picture that Soso has shown us, where we're gonna accentuate his mouth and kind of create more sorrow, so to say.
Oh my god, going absolute sadness mode.
Yes, tears come to my eye. The sad Bib is finally finished, and compared to regular Bib,
Oh my gosh.
you can truly tell how much sadness has fallen upon Bib. Bib is confused, Bib doesn't know, and that is why Bib is gonna have $50 million gifted to him right now. And let's draw that reaction, what he would feel like if he got just an entire new page in his life. His path is completely free, he can do whatever he wants, so let's see that reaction in Bib's eyes.
Oh my gosh, I can't wait.
So as a reference, I'm gonna take this wide-angle surprised face to accentuate his surprise, his excitement. I think this is quite beautiful. Bib is done, and if this is not emotion, then what is? This is from 1 day experience of trying these methods. Of course, Soso was next to me giving me some tips, but still, I'm amazed. I don't know, I hope you liked it, and yeah, we'll see you again quite soon.